Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment if you want to say something that's on your mind. I don't mind feedback, so leave a comment and let me know what you think about the video. I love this color. It's a little bit bigger than mine's for the current floors, but this is the design I like though. Especially the island here would be perfect. Right height ceilings for the cabinets and everything are on the right level. Yeah. So the color I see in the catalog is really nice color. It's dark in here because there's no windows and stuff, but the color's pretty good. The layout for this kitchen here is kind of weird. But yeah, you can buy what colors you want in the individual pieces for your kitchen. They have them here. You can pick them up. They have the price and everything. But I found a catalog with all the price and the sizes, whatever. But here you can actually feel the wood and tap on it and check out how if the soft close or whatever. These here don't even open. They're just for display. They have a sale. They have a spring sale in there right now. A lot of stuff. And these are the hardware here. So a lot to choose from. People that do the design for the planning, they're not here today, so I'm gonna come back during the week after work and get my kitchen spec out for all my floors.
So if you have time, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you like my videos, hey, it helps introduce more people to the video. So please like and share. Alright, thank you. Yeah, man. Everything getting expensive.
Yeah, man. I came last spirit Sunday going, Lord, I had a good American. It shift to American. I always fly spirit. Man, it gets so high. I had to shift go to America. That's good. And then you can't travel no bags. That's a part of it. No bags at all.
Spirit?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to check ours. Handbag.
I went up someday ago and I had this here, and a small bag with some pâtés in it. Just pâtés in it, you know.
I got that in here.
But I had no, it was an extra one I had to carry by itself. And then the one lady here, the girl here, worked with her every day, taking over, she gotta go. Oh yeah, only one bag. A little carry-on like that on my shoulder. Just a little bag with about 10 pâtés. Wow. I just trying to take the pâtés straight in the bag like that. But
the ferries is the same way too. They charge you for the bag. $20 for a bag.
Yeah, maybe driving nothing. That's why when I go Fort Lauderdale, I got a thing there so that these clothes, you know.
Yeah.
These clothes here. Throw the bag on my shoulder and I go like that.
my stuff right here from the port. Concrete nails, snap ties, bow wires. Oh, this is me. About to load up all this stuff in, put it in my rental here. Hope it will fit. I think it can fit. Solar panels here I'm going to use to add extra power to my solar generator. So I have two bifacial ones in this box. So when the sun hits the top of the panel, any light at the back of the panel will also get absorbed as electricity. So I have two of these here to add to what I already have now for the solar generator to add additional power. Each one of these here, so it's 200 watts each. So it should be enough to keep a generator charged all day when they got using the tools and so forth. Also have snap tires in here, the short ends one, 8-inch, and I'll have the 6-inch as well. A couple boxes along with some concrete nails, different sizes, and wire nails as well, different sizes. This is a bag of bag ties here for when they tie in the steels and so forth. So I have two big rolls of these here. Each roll is 5,000, so I have 10,000 bag ties here of 5.5 inches in length. So I'm gonna unload this vehicle. This is my only shipment while I'm here. I have blocks and stuff coming in next week, so I won't be here for those, but they're gonna be placed at the back of the building where they have the machine actually clear out the way to bring them in next week. So this is the front of the building here. So this is what it looks like right now. Everything clean off to get better access to the road, and it's level up too. The only thing that's still left is that hump in the road. The hump in the road right there from concrete from the last casting, and that needs to be out there right there. So but anyway, it's a little too high. I need to get that chipped off before I leave because it's creating a problem coming up the hill with the vehicles and stuff. But this is what it looks like right now. Setting up the water pump. This is the suction hose section here. What I'm gonna do, there's a house below this house here. I'm gonna pump the water from the house below and pump it into my system here in the meantime. So I was trying to do this before on my previous trip, so I thought I have enough time to do it on this trip here. So I just started the pump. It works, it starts fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and put in my SUV and take it to the other building and set up the line from that house to my building here to see if I can get the water pump into the system. At the house, as you can see, the system is full of water. I got a pump partially set up. I want to connect one of the hose. I have about 600 feet or 900 feet of hose I have bought to do this task. So I'm gonna see how far I can get with the first box I have with 300 feet. If it's close enough to do the 300 feet, at least halfway, I know I can reach to my building. But this is the old house, my uncle owned. They want to remodel this soon. They want to destroy this floor and build a new house on top of this here. So I'm taking some of the water to use for my construction because the system is full and nobody using it. So that's where we at right now. The road resurfaces done to bring in some more blocks based on what Trump is doing with all these tariffs. So I had the machine come up here and we smooth over the road so we can bring in some blocks here next week. I ordered 44 pallets of blocks to finish the next floor above and to build a septic tank for this building. So all here is going to be filled with blocks sometime next week. All here. Fill up blocks. Caution here in this area, got some salt, vinegar and water. So I've been spraying on the weeds that might be going up in the road. I did up where you see have the car come all the way down. I'm trying to keep it weed free. I'm stop going back in the road as before. So I'm gonna do this driveway here, which is a temporary driveway just to bring in stuff. And I'm gonna do the driveway down below the house on the ground level. So that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm almost close to the building. I don't really care about the back of the building. Just want to get to the building weed free. On the marker here, I added a new orange marker because the one originally there, you can barely see it. So I added an additional one to make sure the guys working, they can see what the boundary line is. Eventually our wall have to go ahead and come down the hill or fence. So this is below the road here, and this is going up to the driveway. So the marker is only showing where the lots divided on this way. Down here the road is a little different. The fence that was here actually run along the road here. So this road, this wall that goes up here, so this is actually my boundary here. So from right here, where the concrete is, come up here, is my boundary down below with the main road. So each time they keep smoothing up the road when the rain wash away the dirt, they keep cutting away the hill. So they need to stop doing that. Cause right now, they're inside of my boundary right now, cutting away the hill. See where the concrete is? And see where the wall, see where they cut away the hillside to get dirt to fill in the crevices in the road. So I already explained to my uncle that they need to keep an eye on the guys who's fixing the road. Whenever they come back to patching the holes they need to stop taking dirt off of the hillside. So it's the same thing up here too. This lot here belongs to my cousin on this side here, and you can see they keep cutting away the hillside whenever they want dirt to fill in the road. So they're already inside of the boundary right now on this side as well. My driveway going up, so the machine actually clean up a lot of the grass on top of the hill. Eventually there's a wall that has to be built here going up, right? So when I look at it right now, I see I have a lot more space than I thought I had. So when they build a wall down below, all this area will be filling with dirt, right? Along here we're filling with dirt, and you can see how wide it is as you go up. So all here, where the wall down below will be come up. How the wall is gonna come all the way up above grade, and then you backfill it with dirt and whatever you have. So going back to the end of the container, there's a wall down below. So all here, from here, go all the way over here, up to where you see that wall there, go across. This parking lot space, all here is parking lot space. I thought it will only hold 6 cars, but based on what I'm seeing now, it can hold more than 6 cars. And even coming up in the driveway, you can pretty much park on one side coming up. So the extra space coming up and park on one side. So that's pretty good. There's good news there. So all the grass and stuff has been cleaned up. So like I said, next week I have a lot of stuff coming in, shipment coming in, get placed here and on the back of the building. Start wall here of the foundation of the building, right? supposed to extend all the way over to the end of the lot for that to be parking lot down here, right? So this have to be added on. I mean, you can go back a few feet and go across because there's enough space there, right, to extend the parking lot. So all this dirt here will be backfilled once they build the walls them down below and up above here in the road to backfill between the current level of the dirt and the wall. So all this here have to be dig up because the septic tank is going here. Before we do the parking lot, they gotta dig a deep hole here for the septic tank in this area here. So all here, this dirt here is gonna be backfilled dirt for the walls and later on.
YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.